All right. Hopefully this thing is live. I'm sorry. I had a little computer issue there going live. So good to see everybody. Sorry it took me just a second. Good to see everybody in here. We are here. We are on air. It's happening. So sorry about that. I got a new computer. The new computer isn't really getting it done. So I am going to work on getting another new computer, but well, hold on. You're right. I'm not on air. No, I am. No, I'm on air. Thank you so much. So, everybody, good to see everybody and welcome. We did it, right? Yesterday was a huge day, right? We ended up getting a five figure, right? Five figure, five figure trade on that one. So, really just beautiful. Had a lot of fun. So I'm getting my platform loaded up here. Like I said, I had to restart. So let me just get things going here, and then we'll start doing this thing. So hopefully we won't freeze out again. So good to see everybody. Don't forget little housekeeping. Whenever you come in, please make sure to like, subscribe, share if you have the opportunity to. I really appreciate that. Um, I don't know why TradingView is being so slow to load, but we'll just give it a chance. How's ES going? I'm long ES right now, but I'm not sure if I'm still long ES because my trading platform's not loading. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, okay. Yes, we are. Let me get logged in to everything and I will oh, there we go. Well, it was nice of it to show you. So here we go. You can see I'm long right here on ES. Let me get into here, trade. I'm actually in two trades right now. One on my large account and one on my small account. So as y'all know, I got the small account challenge going. So here's the small account. You can see this is my Interactive Brokers Live small account, right? So I've got only about 5.5 grand in here, but I started this with 4 grand only a couple weeks ago. So because I want to use this to show you all how you can make some pretty decent money here. So I'm actually putting my stop below this low. If we come back through the 20 EMA and run out this low, I'll go ahead and call this done. This should be a transitionary move, and we should go to the open price without needing a whole lot of pullbacks. Right? We last time we were in this range, we just bought through this wick. If we have to sell back down in like this, that it's just not strong enough. Right? So we'll keep that one on and see what happens. So, and this is our full size version. So this is what it looks like with just one contract of ES. Now I had such a big day yesterday. I actually sized down today, right? So yesterday I had two full size NQ contracts that I ran the entire range over 400 points yesterday on NQ. My best single trade to date, both distance and profitability, right? So it was pretty amazing. I was very, very happy. So my let's go ahead and go back to trailing. So right now I am just trailing the 20. So my target on this one is actually a full transitionary move. So we would be looking at a target of like ATR high, maybe R3, if we can get there. But I don't know if today is a big day like that or not. So I'm just trailing behind the 20. If we get a big sell here and it comes back down, I will just get out. Right? I'm not really like Super excited about this day. I had a big day yesterday, so I'm not really looking to diamond hand this thing. So we will see how it goes. So good to see everybody. 126 already, which I really appreciate that. We got some good likes going. Thank you. My risk size is upwards of a grand per trade. So I don't always risk a grand per trade. I have a max risk of a grand per trade. But I normally am risking more around maybe, I don't know, maybe what the hell? I'm probably risking more like 5 or 600. Like on the no, this was good when I took it. We were going long. We were buying through. We sold and then we were buying through into buying at the same time we went long. So I liked this one quite a bit. And it was a perfect wick to the level. I mean, oh my God. It looks better on MES because MES actually went through the level. So it actually triggered MES. But so either way, I'll probably make like 50 bucks on the small account, which is nice. If it gets into a good rally and gets to 6,500, this could turn into a couple $100 really easy. Low of day. Initial stop loss was below low of day. Oh, whoops. Thank you. On my performance. That's awesome. Thank you, boring trader. NQ didn't hit the level. So I didn't pick NQ because NQ didn't hit the level. But I loved QQQ. Right, QQQ was all over the place calling the trade, but I didn't like NQ because NQ it wasn't it didn't hit the level. So I opted for ES over NQ because ES hit the level. Oh, I'm hungry. Wow. So we'll see what happens, right? I don't, either way I'll make a little money off of this guy. We have this level here, all these wicks, and then we offered and then bought. I feel like I'm a little tight. I'm actually gonna give this just a little more room. It's okay. It's not like I'm gonna make a lot of money on this one way or the other if I don't let this breathe. So I'm actually moving my stop away a little bit just underneath this low, just so I can let this position breathe. I'm a little worried it's gonna wick down through the 20 and then come back up. So, and since there's not a lot of profit in here for me already, it's okay. I'll make 2 or 300 dollars on this if it doesn't work, maybe less. It's fine. The small account I have in the same spot too, right under that low. So it'll be like 40 or $50 on the small account, maybe a few $100 on the big account. So I started using trailing stops more because for a couple of reasons. Number one, part of it is due to my sizing. Now that I'm running 1 and 2 full-size contracts, you could be talking about the difference of, allowing it to pull back might be 3,000 or $4,000 difference in price. So I'm a little more willing, now to do that, and because the market has been so choppy lately, it's just kind of fits. You know what I mean? So it's the market has had a lot of trouble really getting it going. And in this instance, if we run my target here or my take profit here, if we run this or stop profit, I guess would be the best way to say it, then I'll see if it reoffers S4 again. And if it does, I can just buy it again with the profit I made. Yeah, and I don't like that either. And that's something else, Dalton, that I'm factoring in here. I don't like that we broke the IB low to get to S4. So this does have some inherent weakness in it because of that IB break. So, you know what I mean? So I'm a little okay with not being totally like diamond handed on this one. I almost took a Friday today. So, but this particular offer was so good, I had to give it a I had to give it a try. So, what a Friday, for me, by the way, which you all will learn, is if I've had a trading day in the week where I had a particularly strong trading day, then I'll allot myself a Friday. I basically give myself Friday off, so I can just do whatever I want. Since I've made good money, why not have a 3-day weekend, right? Moment of truth here pretty soon. We're coming right down near these orders. So if we don't find a buy here pretty quick, we'll get out of this. Okay, that makes sense, Corey. Thank you for that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Good to see everybody. We got about 150 watching right now. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for the likes, and the subscribes and the shares and all that. We've broken 500 on our subscribers, which makes me super excited. So thank you so much. I am working this weekend on generating some content for y'all that we're going to be posting up hopefully next week. We've got some long form content that's going to be broken down into smaller sections that you'll be able to digest through the channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, is that EM? Sorry, I missed a few. Cam is a different level. I'm using my the trading view cams that I use are my cams that were coded by Bruz X, the Camaria pivot plays, and I have a very specific configuration I use. So if you're not using my cams with Thor mode enabled, then it's very likely you'll get a slightly different calculation. So for me, Tim, no. I mean, yes and no. Yes, they're an area, but I need that area to be interacted with for me to take the trade. It's just a rule. So like I need the line to be hit or touched or wicked or something to happen to it for it to signal the trade. So MES is a really good example. So MES came in and it wicked through the level and signaled it, right? And so that creates our box. Right? Our box is our entry box. We want to try and enter somewhere within the entry box, and our ideal stops will be inside the exit box, as far to the edge of it as possible, if not out of it. Right? So unfortunately, though, we got the nice pop, but now we're coming back. So we'll go ahead and get out of this one. Maybe almost there. Super close to getting out of this one. So if we run this low, so I just want to kind of show everybody an example, if you don't mind. Do you notice how, as I'm sitting here holding this, I'm not really overtly concerned with whether this works or there we go, I'm out. Where I'm not overtly concerned with whether this works or not. You know what I mean? I'm very much more concerned with just the execution and going through what I'm trying to do. You also notice as I get stopped out, there's not going to be a big emotional shift here. I'm not now like scrambling, like, oh my God, I need a new ticker. I need to get in. I need to do a thing. I need to do it. Like none of that's going on. Right. It was a good trade. I loved the entry signal, but it didn't continue. Right. So I'm just out. And now I'll sit around. If we offer lower again and get back into the same area, maybe I'll get out. right? So, but for me, for this to go, we should not have needed to retrace this much, right? With this break here, this should have offered the 20. We should have came above it and just started trending. So the fact that we've come through here, we bolt got this really big sell and then shoved back in under the 20, it's just too weak to hold, right? So we'll wait. And if it starts to look strong again, I can always risk some of my profit and get back in, right? Let me fix this real quick. Wow, not what I wanted. There we go. Silly. One second, sorry. I switched so that I would have both of my trading accounts on the same screen, and then when I switched it, it logged me out. So I'm just getting back in. There we go. Back up and running. So we'll see how we go. So I'm still going to keep an eye on ES and let's see what happens. See if we can run down into ATR low and see if we find that buyer again. Maybe we were back in, right? So anyway, so how all right, so maybe that explains why I've never been successful in your system. I've read your book, but every time I try to short our 3-year bias, 3 stocks just shoot right through my cam point. Well, I okay. Um that's not my experience with my trading system. But I mean, maybe you're missing like a factor, like maybe you're trying S3 or R3 like on the wrong range. Like maybe you're trying to buy S3, but you're doing it on a lower range, not like on a higher range. Or maybe there's some nuance that's being missed. There was an amazing long off of QQQ, like off of S3, just like a few days. Oh, I see what you're saying, Natalie. Maybe you just got a different calc. Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes maybe. I'm watching the reoffer. Yeah, Iranian. Yeah, the Iranian thing's serious. So I agree, right? It is. So this is a hard trade, right? The reason why we saw some orders coming out on the top side of the book right before this happened, too. We saw it wick down and hit, and then it came up and made the high. That's why we took it. But really nice rally started the buying. But as soon as we started selling and then lost the average, that's why I got out. Those are my conditions for exiting early. We start selling and we lose the 20 and a key level, right? So I had this bid that had supported the rally, right? We should not lose that bid. So the fact that we lost that bid plus the average, plus we had started selling, this is just not a hold right now. Overtrading is my main issue. How do you control yourself not to open a new position or switch to short if you feel like weakness is in price? So number one is I don't trade price action. right? So I would never go short here because we're above S4, right? So this is a longing range. This is where we buy. I would never buy sell here, no matter how weak the price action looks. I would never sell here because this is a buying range, right? But it is selling, right? But since here we have started buying, we did have some large volume red candles. That one was stuffed. That one was very high in the range. This one was big, but it was responded to with buying. Might even be a good spot to re-long. We could just use low of day and just give back the money we made. Try it. So let's see here. 152. Thank you, everybody. You're so awesome. Um, how do you get Thor's cams? So there's two different things that happen inside market alch. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right, I'm moving to break even. I literally just got back in. Like I told you guys, like I was liking it for a re-long. I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna take it. It stalled. It made the new high right there, and we could not sell. So I was really feeling that long. So I went ahead and got back in. I ran my stop below the low. So I probably risked I probably risked like 500 or 600 bucks down here. This should not retrace this entire candle. And it was exhaustive though. That was too much. Ugh, I hope that doesn't happen. It was so much volume. This just might not happen. Oh, I keep doing that. Right? It was so much volume. Like we're gonna overclock. Like we're totally gonna exhaust our buyers there. So we can use a fib here and get a quick idea of what we're looking at. Right? That's our retracement. Oops. That's our retracement on this big candle. We should hold here and go up. If we come all the way back down to the low of this candle, this is stupid price action, right? And we'll just get out. We'll just stop. This will be a two strikes and we're out kind of moment. Yeah, yeah, way too much volume, like so much volume. But look at the long, right at the new high, right? And then pow. So one of the things I'm exploring actually as a strategy is exiting at extreme volume events and just calling it done. Because with the buying and selling detector, you could literally just trade. I can show you some examples where you could literally just trade exhaustion off the BSD. Was that a response to a White House announcement, Corey? Jeez. This market is so skeptical. It's going to happen at some point. We're too low. We're way too low in this range. I mean, in the month, we're like out below like monthly support. Like we can't get much low. We're already at ATR low. We ran out ATR low yesterday. So we had a massive deviation day. We should not deviate today. Today should be a range day. So I don't know how many of you are following my market forecast. Give me a number one if you're following the market forecast on either Instagram or X. Nice. Nice. So if you'll go back through my market forecast, if you go back to my market forecast for the past week, I have nailed the calls every day this week. Not that that's unusual. I'm just, yep, at Thor Young MA on IG. Not that that's unusual for me, right? But I just as an example, I want y'all to see, right, is how good is how accurate my statements are based upon pivot structure, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a soothsayer. You know what I mean? But I'm really, really good at reading volume and I'm really good at reading pivot structure. So if you go to the market forecast today, you will see that it says ideal locations to get involved would be a buy, right? And then a sell. So when I live trade, I do exactly what I do here. Right. So I do not announce my trades because I am not a trading service. Right. So like if you want to come work with me in Market Alchemist, I'm teaching you to trade. I'm not a trade service. Like I'll talk about trades, I'll tell you what my ideas are. In this instance, I said I'm going to try it. Right. So in this instance, we were sitting in there and I said, no, I think I'm going to give this one a shot. Right. So in this instance, I did call this one, quite openly. Right. So, but most of the time, no. And there's two reasons why. Maybe three, but I'll give you two. The main reason why is one, I'm not perfect, right? And I don't want to be responsible for someone else getting into a trade and then losing money because I'm calling trades. Not everyone can manage or handle risk the way that I do, right? And second, all most importantly, if I call my trade, by the time it goes through YouTube and gets to you and the delay and everything like that, it's not the same trade anymore. Right? So it's for me, it's really important. Like I don't want to fish for you. I want to teach you how to fish. Right? Because I'm not going to be here forever. Like, subscribe, keep me coming back. I'll educate you as long as you people are here and talking with me and working with me. But I mean, as you can, but I was an education major in college. I really love teaching, right? Which is why I'm here and what I do. You know what I mean? But it's, this is why I'm here. Like, why are you here? Why are you doing? It's what I really like to do, right? Like, I enjoy it. So it's really fun, right? But I want to help you all out with trading so much because I found the path to being a retail trader very, very, very difficult. So much crap out there, so many ideas and concepts, and none of which is actually relevant to trading. You know what I mean? So it's there's so much out there. All right, look here real quick. Look on our big candle. Look how we're holding the top of the value area on that big candle. So that's our news candle. That's a manipulation candle, right? Someone came in with the news that came out. Whole lot of buy, right? We got 15,000 contracts worth of ES bought right there. All right, I'm now going to use the 20. Here we go. Why so many successful traders have communities, YouTube channels, and sell courses when they can just trade on their own? Because people want to learn how to do it. But I mean, why would I teach you for free? You know what I mean? I like money. Money's good. I like vacations, and my time is insanely valuable, right? So if I'm gonna put a community together and I'm gonna make educational material for you and do all these things, you're damn right I'm gonna make money, right? It's the only reason I'm doing it, right? If I but I don't like trading by myself. I would rather trade in a community. I really hate being like trading is a very lonely job. And money can buy you happiness, or sorry, they say money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you a boat, but it is true. There's nothing fun about driving a boat around by yourself all the time. You know what I mean? Like that kind of sucks. So, the first 2 days, 3 days, you're out on the boat by yourself, wind in your hair, or maybe not in my hair. Uh, it's another revenue stream. It's absolutely another revenue stream, right? And I love to educate. I was an education major. I went to the University of South Florida, right? So I love education. I love teaching people, right? So that's why I do this. That's why I did this at BBT. I was moderating at Bearable Traders for 8 years, making practically no money because of the moderation, right? Some, but not like a living wage or anything like that, right? But I do it because I love it. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of fun, and I would rather hang out with you all here on YouTube and trade than sit by myself. But it's all selfish, right? Like I want to help you, right? I want to help you, right? But there is a selfish intent there. Like I'm not gonna bullshit you. Oh, sorry, BS you, right? Like I'm gonna charge you, but I'm gonna teach you how to trade too. That's true, Daryl. The drinking is important. Well, it's my pleasure, humorous. I'm here, man. Like, I'm. Can I say before I go on how appreciative I am of y'all? Right. Well, so boring trader. If I don't charge you, there's no incentive in it for me either. Right. So part of the charging is also to make like imagine me starting a community and then not making any money in it, and then I have a $100,000 trading day, right? Why am I gonna show up the next day to teach people for free? Like, I would just go, like, "Sorry, everybody, go learn from someone who cares." Right? So the financial incentive is to keep me around too. So, yeah, it's all good things. So, but I will admit this. I really I do have a new goal. I wanna be a Livermore. You know what I mean? I want by the time I pass away, I want people to talk about me as an educator the way that they would I want a legacy. You know what I mean? I want when I get done with this trading thing, I want Market Alchemists to have been the best trading community ever created, and I wanna go down as being one of the most prolific retail trading educators of all time. So, that is my goal. That's why I'm here. Right? And I charge also because I want to make sure that the people that I work with are taking this seriously. Right? If I teach you for free, you also don't take this seriously either. Right? So it's about the holistic approach, right? We got to make sure everyone has skin in this game. That way everyone does what they're supposed to do, right? You help the community already. Yep, exactly. Most of my indicators are free. Right? So if you configure them, they work great, right? And then I'm here on YouTube for an hour every day. But altruistically, I want you to come into Market Alchemists, right? I would love for every person that's here on this YouTube right now to sign up and come hang out with me in Alchemists, obviously. Now, why is that amazing? I got Dr. V, right? Everybody's got everything out there. I got Dr. V, right? Dr. V is my partner, Market Alchemists. We are doing this thing. We are changing the paradigm of trading for retail forever, right? So, and Dr. V is the only that I'm aware of PhD, right, in psychology, right, a doctorate, right, in neuroscience, right, practicing PhD in Canada, right, for a master of cognitive behavioral therapy, all of the things, and someone who is personally attributed to my growth as a trader. Right. That's the other reason I sell Dr. V so hard, because she's was a very large part of me moving from making a grand a day, 800 a day, grand a day, to to look at right here. I'm sitting in a grand position right now. Speaking of, let's go ahead and trail up this 20. Right. So it works. It's we have the join the service first before we get access to the. So no, the indicators and the mentoring are two separate things. So you can go to let me get you some links. You can go to www.marketalchemists. That's just our site. You can go there, all of it's there. Right? So you can also go to my Instagram, which is at Thor Young MA. My links are in my Instagram profile. You can get them from there. So and then we do that. So we got yeah. So no, I'm long. No, I'm long right now. I'm long ES. I longed S4, lower wider range, perfect hit to S4. I longed it. We then came back and lost the 20 and started selling, which are my exit criteria. So I went out. But then when we were holding the low, and that there was a big order sitting here from before, when we held above that order and made the new high, I went ahead and went long again. This time my stop was below the order. And then pow, that I had no idea that was coming in. That's just lucky. How many people are going to say that to you? Right? Well, just admit, hey, that was lucky. Right? I have no idea, right, that was going to happen. So now we've gone back to VWAP and we've offered VWAP, which is what would be expected here. And if we come off of VWAP, sell through value and lose the 20, I'll get out. I think you could be very correct. I don't think we will sell off for long. I think it is quite likely that we will chop this range for quite a while. Now, the reason I'm long here is with this bar, if we can hold value and break these highs and offer the open, I do think we could end up at the CP today, which is more where I would expect to close. I would probably expect that by the end of the day, we'll likely close somewhere near previous day's close or up near the CP. That's the most likely. But now statistically, we do have something against. Oh, I forgot about that. Shoot. IB stat. Dang it. I forgot about the IB stat. So we talked about the IB stat. Anybody here did not catch the IB stat that we talked about? Futures contracts, yes. Crap. So we have the ES. Okay, let me show you the IB stats. So the initial balance, all right, is a 1 hour candle. So your 1 hour high and low creates what we call our initial balance range, right? So imagine this is the beginning of the day. This is 1 hour into the day. By the time you close that first hour, that's your high, that's your low. That creates your IB range. If you break that range, top or bottom, that's called a break. A single break is where you break the top. A double break is where you break the top and then the bottom. Another single break would be just the bottom. A double would be bottom, then the top. All right. So now that we kind of covered that information, look at what our single break IB stat is on the ES right now. Right. So we have a more than 3/4 probability that we will stay on the lower end of the chart today because of that break. Just because we broke low of day after 10:30 right there, we lose a massive viability on our reversals, right? 77% chance. Now, this could be that deviation, right? Which is what I'm kind of playing, but I'm not going to be surprised, right? Because we only have a 21% chance that we double break this thing, right? And that's a really big thing. So this is one of the reasons, by the way, I never there's a strategy that's out there that's very popular, and it's a high of day breaking strategy. I would never trade that strategy in a million years with somebody else's bank account. The reason why is most of the time, right? These high of day breaks happen after you've broken low of day after 10:30, right? Or you break high of day and you're breaking high of day before 10:30 when it doesn't really have any relevance, right? So you break and fail way more often than you break and succeed, right? Opening range breakouts are the worst strategy you could ever try and employ. The vast majority of tickers will counter trend their opening action, right? So if you sell off really hard at the open, you're probably going to rally that day. If you rally really hard at the open and sweep the ask, you're probably going to sell that day. So what you will find is opening range breaks are very fast and powerful, but they actually really don't move very far. If you by the end of the day, and I think everyone do this as just an example. By the end of the day, what I'd like you to do is at the end of the day, I'd like you to go and mark opening candles and then mark the distance you moved from that opening candle to its higher day or lower day, and then measure the entire move of the market and tell me which one was bigger. Right? That initial move off your opening range, this is one of the reasons why folks who play that have to look for insanely highly volatile stocks, right? Because you're looking for gap and goes, right? But the gap and goes don't exist anymore. That's not a thing. Right, I mean, it happens, but, like, once a month or something, even with earnings, we don't really get gap and goes anymore. It's changed. The market is different. The easiest way to make money as a retail trader in the current market is actually by doing very little, right? You wait for it to bottom out, you play double bottoms and double tops and hold across the range, right? You're never gonna make more money than by just doing that. So, retail traders, especially, are trained to overtrade and over partial, and because of that, you will never make money, ever. Your losses will rack, your winners will always be too diluted, you will break even at best, right? If you really wanna make money trading, you do it by holding and by not partialing, by taking losses and not being afraid. Lose an R, who cares? Make 10R, losing an R, not bad. Right? Opening hour you use for futures 9:30. No, I use the session open. New to your trading style and futures market, how would you suggest me ramp up quickly? I am at the last chapter of your book. So for futures information, cmegroup.com, right? Futures are issued by CME, right? And their website is so chock full of good information. So you can go literally right on their website, right? And get most of what you're looking for right there. So keep here at this channel. I have futures information and content that's going to be posted to the channel in video form here probably over the next couple of weeks. And other than that, just keep coming back here. Obviously, inside of Market Alchemists, my trading community with Dr. V, that's going to be the go-to, right? If you can come into there, you're going to be saturated, right? We've got the better part of 100 people hanging out every single day, trading the same system in very similar ways, right? And do that. Come in here and hang. Oh, exactly, Dalton. We got single stock equity futures coming. Right. So CME in the end of May, they're supposed that was the announcement. Who knows what they do, but they're supposed to be releasing single stock equity futures. So pretty soon you're going to be able to buy AMD, Tesla, but you're going to be able to do it using contracts, right? Not the other way. It's going to be epic, right? We're so ready. All right. So see how well value concepts real quick, everybody. See how well the value area on this big candle is working, right? Came right into it. We held it. We pushed a VWAP. We came right back to it, held it. We're now pushing back. Now, we should not sell and make a new low here. If we do, that would be very weak, right? So again, we'll go ahead and get out of this and just be happy, right? This should, at this point, with the big candle, with the value offering, we should be able to just start moving up, and this should go into a trend. I do a lot of my trading based upon what should happen, right? Since I've been trading for quite a while, right? I know what the market should do and what it shouldn't do when we're making transitionary movements, right? So for me, oh, that's so true, Dominic. Oh my God. CME. Yep, CME. Thor, I have trouble with targets, not so much entries. How do you determine your exit price? You're in Tesla long at yesterday's low, for example. I have no idea what to target. I got you. Here, I'll pull this back over here so I can watch that while we're talking Tesla. All right, so for me, when I'm picking target prices, right? So my favorite target is ATR high. So I would look for a movement like 375, but previous day's close is a really easy one. Right. So like if you were long off the lows, if I was going to partial, which I don't, but if I was going to, I'd probably go to like the open price or previous day's close and hit there. And then I would go for ATR high. It's a lower, wider range, so R3 would be the ultimate target. And monthly support for R3 and ATR high are all in the same spot. That's what I like. I like correlation, right? A magnet. What's going to gravitate this price action? Monthly support for R3 and ATR high, all in the same location. Look at where we bought off of, almost right off of ATR low. Right? So my moving average is a little unique. It is an EMA. It is the 50 AMA, but I use volume and I use an unusual calculation. So I use the high plus low plus close divided by 3 calc, which is the institutional standard. So like your market makers on the NYSE use that calculation. And then I do something a little different though, where I actually weigh mine with volume. And I use a 14 period look back, which is the industry standard, right? So you can see here with the style, I turn the EMA off and I just use the volume weighted one. Look at what the regular one looks like. See the difference? The volume weighted one gives you just a little bit more space. So I like it. It fits really good. I call it's my golden. I like the long on Tesla too because of VWAP, by the way. I really like that the selling pulled VWAP down, and when you're getting long, you're getting long. Look at that reoffer right there, and then pow, right off of S4. That's pretty. Wow, beautiful. My VWAP settings, I think this is just standard. Oh, I'm using the high-low close divided by 3, so maybe that's the difference. I'm anchoring to the session. Oh, okay, yeah, you're probably right there. We're on different contracts then. Okay. Alright, there's a seller. So again, we're coming up to 20 here. I'm still just holding below value, but at this point, even you can see one test of the 20 offered, and then coming if we breach the 20 here again, I mean, this just doesn't look very powerful. But I'm not gonna go out unless we lose value. So, because this consolidation here after this big buy could just take a minute, and I wanna let it breathe. One of the things that we do really often with our stock positions is we choke them. Right? We're not willing to let them breathe, and we get caught. The institutions and the specialists out there, they don't know where our stops are. I mean, we technically do. There is level 3 data that is being provided by your platform. So when you put your machine stops on, those are actually being transmitted, and you can purchase the data and see those. That's quite true. So, but most of your specialists aren't that fancy, right? They know that there are going to be a lot of stops sitting right below this candle. So if they want to go get stops, right, they're just going to run out the bottom of that candle and see what happens. So if they want to sell through a big order down here, they might need to buy away from it and then get sellers to engage and then liquidate those sellers in order to fill the buyer. Right? So there's some stuff going on here. It's oh, yeah, it was supposed to be a 20, it moved. It's a 50 now, I guess. There we go. It's very similar either way, but you're right. Now it's a little bit of a different look. I didn't realize I'd switched that to 50. I was doing in a class earlier and we were talking about it and I switched it. Oh, I don't like this. That really changes the look, doesn't it? I like how we started to upslope here, but then look at us crawling up the underneath of the 20. That is wild. I kind of like the 50 better. Maybe I go back to the 50. 503. That's funny. Poor man's trend line. That's why we were showing the 50 because I was talking about the poor man's trend line. Well, I normally use the 20. So yeah, that's fun though. I like how smooth the 50 is. So you can feed so you can see the volume we're lightly offering now. Natalie, not really anymore. I do like using a visual order book, but like right now, I can tell by the pricing and the price action that our order book's probably pretty heavy right now. So what I'm kind of speculating here is that we're not gonna have enough volume on the sell side at this range to sell through the big orders that are there. So, but it would seem even now we're just lacking a total inability to get any decent buying going in the market. So for me, like we're back under the 20 now. Like this, if we lose the value area, I'm gonna be out. It'll be a nice day. I'll still make like a G today or so. Considering yesterday was such a great day. I mean, who cares? But so just showing you guys how I do risk management. Nothing again, the anxiety is what I'm trying to like keep from all of you. Right? Like one of the things you're going to notice at Market Alchemist, the channel, right, is that you're not going to be sitting in here ever while you're watching me run my fingers through my hair and all freaked out. Now, that's mostly because I don't have hair. But also because of just the way I trade. Oh man, so thank you so much everybody for this week, by the way. As we kind of get into the last few minutes here and we start kind of wrapping up the day, I want to say I appreciate every single one of you for such an amazing week. We broke 500 subs this week. We broke I think 170 concurrents or like 175 concurrents at one point. Like we're this is it's a lot of fun. So I really appreciate everybody. I really trade I BBT was my trading family for quite a long time, and now that that's not an option, I'm really hoping to create a new trading family here, and maybe one that's even a little bit better. So I'm really hoping to be able to help you learn to trade, to inspire you to a different lifestyle, a different trading style, and into a way that I really think retailers can truly be profitable in the market and make money. We're going to do this by using statistics. We're going to do this by using trading strategies. We're going to do this with risk management. No longer are you one trade away. Will you ever be one trade away from just losing all your money? All right, we're out. Never will you be one trade away from losing all your money. You know what I mean? Never, these are all not things, right? We're going to learn control. We're going to learn composure, and we're going to learn to lose. Right? More importantly, we're gonna learn to lose with poise and grace, right? And take those losses in stride so that when we have big days like yesterday, right, we can lock in and get it going. So so yeah. So oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't think this will work, but Nvidia, let's look and then we'll call it a day. So I will do I'll have to figure out how to do it. So I would like to do a giveaway, but I never was able to get a software that worked or that I was able to test out. NVIDIA, huh? Large, low. Oh, it was nice. It almost made it. Let's see here. I don't know. Yeah, I can't make it work. So tomorrow or Monday, I'll figure it out. We'll do a giveaway on Monday. So I'll see you all then. And I'm going to give away an hour of mentoring with me on Monday. So I'll see you all then. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.